All right. So, old skill that came along with this activity of trying to figure out what the main ideas are for this essay. The old skill you were using was constructing topic sentences. So whether or not your topic sentences are right or wrong in terms of their expression of a main idea, I would expect that your topic sentences are specific, strongly worded, and have a so what. That make sense? So that should be solid. We've been working on that for a while now. New thing that we're working on is expressing an author's main idea. So to start off with, I'm just going to rip around the room, and I want you to read your strongest topic sentence to me, just so I can quickly check off each and every one of you as somebody who's able to write a topic sentence independently without any help from Mr. Lindenberg. Make sense? Okay, so take 10 seconds and pick out your favorite topic sentence. People do not have to give new topic sentences. Yours could be about the same thing as somebody else. I want to hear you read a sentence of your own construction that had no help from me. All right, let's start over here. Ms. Herta.
Despite Frank Healy having a highly superior autobiographical.
Autobiographical.
My bad.
Nope, everyone's going to have that problem. Everyone in the first class struggled with it too. Autobiographical.
New research has found that even people with phenomenal memory may have fake memories and no one is reliable.
Very good. Cumlin.
Though humans can create false memories, the remaining memories we have are intertwined with emotion, meaning that the more emotion connected to our memory, the higher the likelihood we will remember it.
Ooh, loved how you added that little extra bit at the end. Really strong, so what? Here you go, Below.
Scientists not only prove that memory is not dependable, but that our emotion helps us remember events more vividly when they have a personal significance.
Beautiful. Gayasi. You have one? Madden.
People around the United States with highly superior autobiographical memory have great abilities to remember almost everything, but they still have false memories, making it likely that everyone is immune to remembering things or not.
Ooh, very good. So you had your while, and then they have fake memories, and then the extension on that was really nice. So what? Ms. Strumke.
Although memory is subject to change, it has been speculated upon that having an emotional attachment to a memory can solidify it in your brain.
Wonderful.
I didn't really have John.
Below. You were throwing up yesterday. Sorry. Buthlin. We got two Maddies in here. It's going to throw me off for a little bit.
Having a highly superior autobiographical memory like Frank Healy is impactful in many ways, but scientists are discovering just how unreliable it can be.
Wonderful. Ms. Haig.
Even though highly superior autobiographical memory allows people to remember specific details from every day that they've lived, the human mind can be faulty, which results in the creation of false memories.
Oh, that was resulting in yeah. You're speaking my language. Brody.
Even though memory can be extremely complicated, we know it's often affected by our survival instincts to keep away from what we know is true.
Crushed it. Chini was not in this class, but she is in this class. Kind of weird. She shows up early. Mr. Schaub.
All right. Memories cannot be relied on since we know that even seemingly impeccable memories have been found to hold false information. And research shows that false memories can be implanted, such as remembering footage that was never recorded.
Really strong so what there. Memories can't be trusted, and then the rest of it was why we know memories can't be trusted. Good. McCusick.
All humans are more likely to attach themselves to be able to remember things more vividly if the emotion they attach to is stronger.
Beautiful. Ms. Fensland.
Kind researchers have discovered that even people with phenomenal memories can have manipulated memory. We have to be careful with credibility of eyewitness testimony.
Very good. Ms. Camp.
Strong memories would seem to be very useful, but due to evolution, the brain is more likely to remain constant motion, making our ability to remember an adaptive design not a limitation.
I just got tingles. Great. Mr. Rybecki.
Individuals with HSAM do have great memories, but they usually only remember details with a great emotional significance attached to them, meaning that non-emotional memories can be inaccurate.
Yeah, very good. Mr. McGurran.
Even though it's sometimes hard to have this great of memory, Frank tried his best to make the memories positive and began counseling others to do the same.
That's a nice topic sentence, but that's not really a statement of main idea. That's like a summary of a thing that happened with Frank. Ms. Johnson. You're not, yeah, that's right. Mr. Hansberger.
Even if someone remembers something extremely vividly, other research has proven that memories can often become contaminated with things that never happened. I can't read it. I can't read my own handwriting.
Happens to the best of us. And Mr. Lustig, in a good spot up until the point where we couldn't read.
Scientists have proved that memory is an amazing thing, but memory can still have faulty mechanics and hold false information. So we need to take all memories with a grain of salt.
Ooh, the end there is what saved it. Because it was well written the whole way through. But before, if you just cut it out before the so, we would have been missing a so what. But you used the word so and you added a so what. It was great. Think about how far we've come so far in terms of our ability to construct topic sentences. And you guys came up with these on your own. I didn't have to hold your hand through any of it. That's good work. Now we're going to get to the new skill. The new skill is being able to identify main ideas. What I want you to do right now, hold up a hand and put the amount of main ideas you found in the essay. So, okay, and I want you to look around. You got a lot of people with 3. Pretty much everybody has 3. Fensland has 4. Lustig has 4. Okay, so what I want you to do, you can get together with a random person. And what I want you to do is read your topic sentences to each other. Figure out how many original main ideas you have. So what that means is, let's pretend like Allison and Madden are partners. Allison reads her 3. Madden reads his 3. They decide that Madden's first and second are pretty much like Allison's first and second. However, Allison's third is unlike anything Madden has, and Madden's third is unlike anything Allison has. How many main ideas do they have? 4, right? So you want to make sure you have your main ideas identified. Main ideas are conclusions that the author makes or arguments that the author makes. Main ideas are not biographical information about Frank Healy. They are not descriptions of experiments. Conclusions, arguments. Take 5 minutes, figure out how many you have. Ready, set, go. With a partner.
Okay, that's what I needed to
Could you also refill that glass of water on your way back? Thank you so much.
Lindenberg. So with how
You need to figure out the most important parts, how you start it, and then where you're going to put like how cute that is at the end.
Okay, so you have to, like, if I started like George O'Reilly, I have to add like George
No,
O'Reilly
nope.
or
No, you just need to be able to explain, here's how it started, here's where the jammer's gonna go, and then where you're gonna fill in the words.
Memories can be flawed, but the cause of these flaws is gaps.
Kind of. Yeah.
One more minute, make sure you're ready to go, you know who.
What's our quiz?
I can't follow.
You get, where are your main ideas?
We delete all of our memories.
30 more seconds.
2, 3, 4.
No, those are great. It's 5.
All right. Here's how we play the game. We're going to start on this end of the room. You guys are going to read your main idea sentences. While they're doing that, around the room, you're going to be putting little checks next to main ideas that they already discussed. So let's pretend like Ms. Cumlin has something to say about how memory isn't reliable because people have false memories implanted in their head. Okay, so that's a main idea. Everyone else who has that main idea written down, just make a check mark next to it so you know not to read it. We're trying to figure out how many original main ideas as a class we came up with. So they might read 3. If you guys have the exact 3 written, do you have to read anything? No, and we just move on. Okay, I have 7 main ideas taken out of here. So we're going to see if we can get to 7. If we don't, as a class, we're going to go look at the ones that you missed and explain and figure out why you missed them. Make sense? Okay. All right. So let's start here with Bilal and Cumlin.
Do you want me to read all?
Yep. Read all 3.
Okay.
And then class is crossing off or checking off any of the ones that you have that are repeats of hers.
Okay, so recent research found that everyone is susceptible to having false memories, even those with highly superior autobiographical memory.
All right. So everyone has false memories. Great. What's number 2?
Scientists not only prove that memory is not dependable, but that our emotion helps us remember events more vividly when they have a personal significance.
Emotion helps us remember things vividly. A nice transition, too. Cut.
Finally, it is also suggested that the mind and memory do more than just recall information and events. They infer and fill in gaps.
All right. So anyone who has stuff about mind inferring or filling in, emotion or false memories, don't need to hear them anymore. Is that all of them? Okay, you two. Any new ones?
I have 1 for 3.
No, this would have to be a new one.
Yeah.
It's a new one.
Okay.
Every person is still human, as 30 or 40% of people are vulnerable to memory distortions with false memory recollections that occur to ordinary people.
I would say that is kind of under here. It's like that would be good information to use with everyone having false memory. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
No, those were my.
Next up. Any new ones?
Yeah. Emotion can solidify a memory in your brain, but even though the memory has been solidified, it is still very unreliable in terms of specific details.
Which 2 of these is that a combination of?
Emotion.
Yeah, both of these. So that could play a role in either this one or this one. Any others? Nope. Over here.
Since few people in the world have an autobiographical memory, the research on it can be beneficially used for education and psychology to figure out what's happening in the brain.
Oh, okay. I want to put that over here because that is not one that I have identified, but I think that sounds really nice. So the research can be used to help. All right, anything else? Over here. No? Over here. No? Over here.
So journalism is a compilation of stories, so without memories, journalism would not exist.
All right, we're going to get back to that. Good job of identifying journalism. I don't know if that was the right necessarily thing to say about journalism. Remind me to talk about that when we get back to this. Does that make sense? Any other new ones? All righty, everyone, take out your article. So we did a great job. We crushed this beginning part right here. Flip it over to the back side of page 1. So we have the 2 paragraphs. One that starts with Loftus's research has already, and the next one with we who write and read nonfiction. There is a main idea. There is a conclusion. There is a consequence contained in these 2 paragraphs. Reread these 2 paragraphs, and as soon as you figure it out, tell me what is the main argument, consequence, conclusion that the author is making in these paragraphs. It's a cause and effect sentence. So you'd either want to start with a sense or use the word so in the middle when you're talking to them. As soon as you got it, holla back. Got it right, Becky?
Yeah.
All right, what is it?
So because memories can be inaccurate, eyewitness testimonies in the court of law could be condemned innocent people.
That's got paragraph 1. How can we get paragraph 2 in there as well?
All with the books.
Yeah, or journalism.
Yeah.
Right. So because eyewitness testimony is inaccurate, crushed it. Great way to start it. Or since eyewitness testimonies are inaccurate, or we could go memories aren't reliable, so we need to rethink the way our justice system works and occupations that rely on memory. We need to reconsider, this country needs to reconsider how much faith it puts into institutions that rely on memory to work. Does that make sense? So in the beginning, we're saying, hey, everyone has a memory that's not reliable. Then the next conclusion that's being made is that because everyone does not have a reliable memory, the justice system and occupations that involve memory need to be re-examined. Do we all understand how that is a main idea? Because it's a conclusion based on a previously established fact. I need like a head nod or thumb up, or you need to shake your head if this doesn't make sense, because that changes things too. Okay, all right. Moving on then. Look at the very next paragraph. Which one of these ideas does that very next paragraph play around with? The one that starts with all memory as McGaugh explained. If you can't remember, number 1 is everyone forgets memories. Number 2 is emotions make good memories. Number 3 is the mind fills in and creates new memories. And number 4 is journalism. 3, right? This is an examination of idea number 3. Now flip it over to the very second to last page. The page that's first paragraph starts with when I recently talked to Healy. Now go down 1, 2, 3, 4 paragraphs. Read the one that says we all have narratives, McGaugh said. I want you to read that paragraph and let me know if that is a new main idea or if that is a restatement of a main idea that we've already considered. We all have narratives, McGaugh said, explaining that people form beliefs and values and then develop explanations within their memories for these beliefs and values. We are all creating stories, our lives and stories in that sense. Is that a new idea, or is that a restatement of one of these? It's only hazard a guess. I mean, come on.
No.
It's not a new idea?
Yeah.
Okay, which one of these is that building off of?
No, it isn't. Really.
Oh, it is a new idea.
Yeah.
What's new?
How it says that we're creating memories, so just filling in gaps that we're missing.
I guess I would argue that that's a little bit underneath the infer idea, but I can see where you're coming from. Okay, this generally is just a restatement or a rephrasing or an extra complication of what's happening here with number 3. Does that make sense? It provides, let's meet in the middle. It provides more to number 3, but it's under the umbrella of number 3. So you got to watch out when you're coming up or you're thinking about main ideas. Not every single thing is a main idea. Sometimes a main idea is restated or re-examined over and over and over again. Because we're on this page, let's go flip to the very back side. Okay, go up to the second paragraph. There's no guarantee that everything in nonfiction narrative is the absolute truth. Read that and tell me what new idea is being presented. This might get a little bit too Ryback. As soon as you got it, just blurt it out. What do you got, Strumke? Looked up with a knowing glance.
Is it that like you're obligated to try to find the truth even though it might not be 100% accurate?
Yeah, your obligation to truth is to, what does it mean to report the living hell out of something? Are you familiar with that phrase?
Tell you every exact detail, and tell you rethink about it and how you were feeling.
From like a journalist point of view, reporting something means what?
Putting you in that situation.
And finding out details. So if an event happened, I don't just figure out what Belil has to say. I report it by talking to Gajowski, by talking to Belil, again, by talking to Buthling, by talking to Haig, by talking to Cody, by talking to Shaw. So I'm reporting the living hell out of something by examining it from every possible angle that's available to me. And knowing that we might not find the absolute truth, but I'm only going to report things that are corroborated by the 3 of you. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's the new idea there, is how to find truth. Flick back over, holy moly, to emotion. You guys got that one. You guys got that one. Go back to the 3-dot page. So it's got dot, dot, dot. Reread that last paragraph that's above the dot, 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 and tell me what the main idea is that is contained in that paragraph. And somebody's going to talk to me other than Strumke, Gajowski, or Ryback. Buthling?
You can't like assume everything someone says is true.
Because?
It has a lot of detail in it, and it could be false memories.
You've nailed the first half. You can't, the main idea is that you can't assume that what someone says is true, because what? Give me the so what.
Because false memories are often the most detailed.
Because false memories can have the same amount of detail, same amount of emotion, same amount of passion as a true memory. Does that make sense? And you think about the consequences of that on your day-to-day life. How do you tell if someone's telling you the truth or not? I mean, most of the time you just trust, right? But if you're skeptical, if I'm skeptical of what Shab is saying, what sort of things do I use to determine if what he says is true?
You ask somebody else.
Like, in absence of that,
Oh, okay.
in absence of reporting the hell out of it. So let's say I was like, Shab, where were you? He was missing from class. Okay, he tells me using the bathroom, not vaping. Okay, what am I going to use to figure out if he's telling me the truth or not? He tells me a story. How do I determine that story is believable? What is it? I likely use is he telling me a detailed story? Does he look like he's telling the truth? Is he speaking as though he is being wrongly convicted or wrongly accused? Right? Those are the cues that I'm using to determine if he's telling the truth or not. However, this would have you believe that what? Yeah, not even all of that is bunk and doesn't make sense. He could be a stuttering mess and have just as much of a likely possibility of being true as how much he speaks with conviction. So memory, what is true and what is false? I don't know. Who knows? Are we even here right now? Do you remember where you were this morning? Were you really there? I don't know. Okay, so the new idea is that even false memories can have the same amount of sincerity as true memories. Does that make sense? And do we see how that's a new thing that's not already up here? Again, nod or shake your head. All right, last one. This is the doozy. Flip it over to the very end. Look at the last two paragraphs. Part of what's in these last two paragraphs is a restatement of what we've already gone over. And there is something in these last two paragraphs that's also brand spanking new. Figure out what the new thought is. You got it? Oh, you don't. You what? Oh, okay. But you think you got it? It's in there, but as soon as you got it, somebody other than Strumke, Gayasi, Ryabecki, who else was on my list? Bufling. Somebody else tell me about stuff. Nobody stacks pencils in this classroom. You don't balance anything in here. No, nothing is balanced. No scientific principles are allowed in here. It's strictly a metaphorical artistic space.
Computer balance.
No, it's not balanced. It's just plopped on there.
No, it's balanced.
No. All right. Who's got something? If you don't know what it is exactly, does anybody have like the sentence that is throwing down some new thoughts? We're not leaving until we get this. Stay here until Monday. All right, Strumke. What do you got?
Episodic memory's failure to provide exact replicas of experiences appears to not be a limitation of memory, but an adaptive design.
Okay. Why is it an adaptive design? Give me the so what.
Because stories,
Somebody help Stumky out. Why? So we've been talking about how we can't trust memory. Memory's filling in blanks. It's getting rid of stuff. It's moving stuff around all the time. How can that be a good thing?
You can't tell a story and just have holes in your story. You gotta fill in some.
Wait, I figured it out.
What is it?
It gives like order to the story, like it makes it more calm.
Yeah, because imagine how overwhelming it would be.
It saves us from our own.
Yeah, to be able to recall every single thing all the time and to not be able to forget or let your mind calm down. Right? Okay, so it's saying that this memory is that's not a curse, it's a feature in some ways. So even though this, also that. So on one hand, everyone's memory is busted. That has severe consequences for our justice system and all that sort of stuff. On the other hand, though, it allows us to function as human beings. So how do we reconcile these two things? Your homework for Monday is to have a wonderful weekend. And I will see you in 36 hours. Did you think I was going to sign something?
No, because you already had a class.
I know, and they told you? Yeah. Much less stress.